Reddit, dit to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, May 31st. It is almost June.
It's crazy.
I'm pumped. I'm ready for consistent warm weather, which I guess we're done. We're through. It's happening now. It's humid, almost, I guess, too hot for some people, but I don't know. I'm not one to complain about the weather too much. Obviously, I sweat, and that sucks. As a man who sweats all the time, the heat can suck, but it's better than.
I'll take it over cold.
It's golf weather, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's golf weather.
I'll take it over cold.
Yeah,
and I enjoy the farmer stand.
I'll take it over rainy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Rain sucks.
Yeah, I hate rain.
Rain.
Hey, snow is the worst.
I'm okay with snow. I'm not gonna ask for it. I'm not asking for snow.
See, I was good with snow like when I was in school, but now it's terrible.
Right. Yeah.
You don't get out of it. You're expected to still go to work.
That definitely is the caveat to that. I'm not asking for snow, but I'm cool with it. But yeah, you don't have to bring it on. Like I said, I'm happy for golf weather. I'm happy for like golf weather all the time. So yeah, I'm good. You won't hear complaints from me. But May 31st, we're counting down to football season now. We're inside 100 days, 97. Is that right?
97, yeah.
So the countdown is on. We are rocking and rolling like it's gonna happen 100% like normal. No other expectations.
Feels like 98.
It does feel like 98. It truly does. Especially if you did the rewatch with us. We need to do another rewatch soon. We can't do a full season again.
Yeah, that was a lot to watch. Find the time to watch a full game
twice a week.
Yeah,
twice a week.
That was a lot.
Well, really, I mean, I'd do it again for if we could find another season like 98, and then also, I don't know if there's another complete season on YouTube or anywhere else.
Yeah, we got to hit up our man Larry Smith.
Yeah, Larry Smith is Larry Smith. You're doing the Lord's work, man, and we appreciate it. Guys, we've got a great episode for you all. We are excited because like I said, we have full expectations that football season is going to happen. With fans right now is our expectation. Let's not talk about it too much. But we've got some recruiting updates for you. We have some team news as players make their way back to campus. Some are already back. All will be back. Well, I shouldn't say all because it's voluntary. Most will be back by next week. And then we've got some SEC football projections for you. What's going to happen in 2020? I mean, if it's any way this year's gone, it's going to be a crazy one. A lot of unexpected things. Then Coach Doug's. It's the fifth Saturday in May matchup.
I love it.
It's going to be a good one. Coach Doug's taking on Alabama tonight at 9 p.m. If you're not drunk already, you're not doing it right. You should have been tailgating all day.
So much niceness in that matchup too.
Do what now?
So much niceness.
Niceness?
Yeah, because Tennessee's ranked number 6 and Alabama's number 9.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Then we got, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm watching on Twitter. I'll pull up YouTube. Haven't gotten there yet. Sorry, YouTube. What's up if you guys are already in here? And then Landon's watching Facebook. But yeah, drop those anytime. If there's something we're talking about right now, we'll answer them as quick as possible. If they're not, we'll definitely get to them within the show. Just bear with us. We do have a great show for you. And then, of course, some segments. Good news, if you listen to us, you know that you can enter to win a $25 gift card to Hound Dogs every episode. Go to volunteerroadshow.com, sign up right now. You'll be entered to win a $25 gift card, but not just for this episode. So if you don't win it this time, don't worry. Go create that account. You get access to all our content and get a chance to win a $25 gift card to Hound Dogs. Go do it.
Yeah, we'll announce the winner at the end of the show. Also, go check out our other sponsors: Bet Now, Tennessee Tap House, like we said, Hound Dogs, and Commercial Bank. I'm going to tell you guys about Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank, and they're a leading financial institution with the services, capabilities, and resources of regional and national banks. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning your next vacation, Commercial Bank is with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Life made better. Visit cbtn.com to learn more and find a branch near you. Guys, go check out the official bank of More Important Issues, Commercial Bank.
Go do it. Do it now. Check out Commercial Bank.
Yeah.
Check out, Tennessee Tap House is still there. Hound Dogs. Go make that email right now. That way you can get a chance to win a $25 gift card. Always can use some money.
Yeah.
It's free money. It's free money. Go do it. Go sign up. But there's nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. Kind of like Coach Doug's. You don't lose.
Don't. Undefeated.
We undefeated. We undefeated. Recruiting updates. Speaking of being undefeated.
Recruiting updates. Yeah, there's kind of a lot going on. Kind of some weird things going on. So first we'll start with some good news. So Vols virtually visited with 5-star point guard Kennedy Chandler on Wednesday. He's the number 1 point guard in the country out of Briarcrest Christian in Memphis. He announced he's also moving to Sunrise Christian Academy in Kansas, where NBA star Buddy Hield went to high school.
Oh, okay.
So moving out that way, it's kind of weird because it's not anywhere near his top 5 that he has out. They're all East Coast teams. It's Memphis, Tennessee, Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina. So all those guys are in the South, but he moves all the way out to the Midwest to Kansas.
So this is a strictly, I guess, basketball move.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I think he wants to improve. They were beaten in the state finals by Catholic last season, so. Yeah, it seems like it's more of a basketball.
Is his family moving out there? Is it?
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if it's a boarding school or I'm sure he'll find some housing. I'm sure he's going there for basketball.
Okay, yeah. I guess that was my question. Is the family moving to Kansas and he found a good situation?
I think it's more of a basketball.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean so Tennessee's got an in there. Who's the guy out of California that's friends with Kennedy Chandler?
Paolo Banchero.
Okay,
that's from Washington.
From Washington, okay, yes. So it's California. So he's a West Coast kid. Kind of heard today that if not today, this is a couple days ago, that if the Vols get Kennedy Chandler, good chance you're looking at getting him too. Looks
yeah,
like
they're buddies.
Land together.
Yeah, they're buddies. So they've talked about the idea of playing with each other. It would be hard for. I just don't get the Paolo moving all the way out here to go to school for 1 year if he's going to be a one and done.
Right. Everyone's kind of said that Tennessee. Well, I think it's another thing. Tennessee would not get him without Kennedy Chandler. It's only if you get him, you have potential to land both of them. They may be playing together.
Yep.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But I thought I'd just mention that while we on the Kennedy Chandler topic.
Yeah, I think it's good to kind of get him out of Memphis for Tennessee's sake, just because you're not having Penny Hardaway and everybody else in his ear right there.
Right.
His peers and everything. He's able to get away, make his own decision, and I think Tennessee has a good chance of landing the number 1 point guard in the country.
Oh, may favor Tennessee. Interesting.
Love it. Also, JT Daniels to Georgia. Let's talk about that.
JT Daniels to Georgia. It's kind of weird. It is a weird move. I thought Georgia had a really great quarterback. I didn't think they needed anybody else.
Apparently not.
But I guess it sounds like he's probably going to sit out a year for sure. Doesn't sound like he's getting that waiver.
Yeah,
which probably adds to the strangeness of the move because they've got plenty of quarterback help on the way.
Yeah, it's a weird. I mean, I guess like if you're Georgia, you keep recruiting the best talent,
right?
And that's why Tennessee was gonna talk to him,
right?
Also, but it just doesn't make sense because Jamie Newman comes from Wake Forest, transfers. It looks like it's gonna be his team this year, and then if he's gone. JT Daniels, I guess he could take over, but then you have a 5-star coming in Brock Vandegrift, which is like the number 1 quarterback in the country, is going to come in and expect to sit. I don't know. Or does JT Daniels? What if he wins that waiver and is eligible? So that's going to be an interesting competition with him and Jamie Newman because I think both of those guys would be expected, like in their minds, they expect to start.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like you said, Georgia's probably doing the same thing. I mean, the reason Tennessee was interested, obviously, JT Daniels Tennessee didn't make sense. I'm not saying it made more sense than Georgia. It didn't. But I mean, yeah, Georgia's out going and getting the best talent. I guess it's just as strange as Tennessee though. It's what happens in that situation. We said if JT Daniels came to Tennessee, you would see probably 2 transfers whereas we're expecting at least 1 right now. Mm. So I mean, but I think you probably see a transfer at Georgia. Well, maybe it's JT Daniels again. By the end of this season.
Yeah, and they have a 4-star quarterback. What's his name? Carson Beck, who is will be a freshman this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have some talent on that roster, so that's going to be interesting. What's one thing that doesn't make any sense to me is the offense. Coming from a West Coast team where they spread the football around a lot to a kind of a ground and pound football team in Georgia where they just, rely on the run a lot. It just doesn't make a ton of sense.
No, I don't know if any of the places he was, which I didn't even know he was, how interested in Georgia JT Daniels was. I don't think that name was really like heavily out there. I don't know if anywhere he was necessarily linked to made a ton of sense. So,
Well, all the experts was like Tennessee, LSU, Tennessee, LSU.
yeah, LSU would have made the most sense.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then he's getting that immediate waiver.
Yep. Very, very weird. Very weird.
I don't know. I mean, if he gets the waiver, I don't. That sucks for Tennessee because I think he's probably a better quarterback than Newman. But if he doesn't, I don't. He's either someone's going to be great next. They're going to get a good quarterback next year.
Yeah, I just hope they did not learn their lesson from Jake Fromm and just run off a bunch of talented quarterbacks. That'd be hilarious to me.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. I don't have faith in Georgia and Kirby Smart. So
yeah, shouldn't.
No, they have it. Yeah, they have an SEC championship. But other than that,
you didn't even have to beat Alabama to get it.
Right. Wait. Do what now?
They didn't beat Alabama to get the SEC championship, right? They beat Auburn.
They beat Auburn that? Yeah, because they lost Auburn. Yeah, a couple weeks before, and then they played Alabama in the national championship game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I was like, I was trying to figure out. I was like, they played Alabama at some point. Yeah, no, they got lucky. They didn't have to play Alabama.
Yep.
They had to play Nick Saban. Otherwise, Kirby Smart didn't have a chance. If that would have been the case.
Not at all.
So, I actually saw. I think it was Barrett Salee posted. Who do you think's done a better job? Dan Mullen at Florida or Kirby Smart at Georgia? I feel like Dan Mullen's easy. I feel like Florida was in a worse position when Dan Mullen arrived than Georgia when Kirby Smart arrived.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
but if you look at success and what you've won, I guess Georgia has won more because they have an SEC championship and they got to the national championship.
Right.
But if you're talking about where they brought the program,
positions of program, I don't think is. I think it's Dan Mullen at Florida, but obviously, I think Kirby Smart had some immediate success, but I think a lot of that was thanks to Mark Richt. Mark Richt didn't leave the program in shambles, and you can argue how good of an idea it was to fire Mark Richt, but I like the idea of not letting your program hit rock bottom before you get rid of a coach. Mark Richt didn't win anything significant at Georgia.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, I'm like, yeah, get rid of him. If the Vols fired Butch Jones after 2016, that roster is in a very different position.
Oh, 100%.
So that's all. I kind of wish they had kept Mark Richt around. He lost to Butch Jones twice. So that would have been nice. But no, he just lost to him once, right?
Kirby lost to him.
Kirby lost to him once. Yeah. But Georgia lost to Butch Jones twice, which is just an indictment on that program. But as far as that goes, I like that. I've always said I hate that coaches have to hit rock bottom before you're finally like, all right, we're gonna get rid of you. So, I guess that's the good news for Georgia. We're actually gonna talk about these two coaches here soon when we do some SEC projections. So
yeah. So next recruiting kind of update we have is Trey Curry. Mm-hmm. Very weird situation. So the 3 or 4 star, whichever. He's 4-star on ESPN. He's 3-star on Rivals 247. Wide receiver out of Cleveland, Tennessee at Bradley Central High School, committed on his Instagram page last night. But apparently is not a take right now. So I don't know if there was some miscommunication or the kid was just like, hey, they're evaluating me, but hey, I'm committed to Tennessee. When they're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, and the offer had been extended, so I don't have a problem. If you get an offer, you're open to commit.
Right.
They may not send you the papers to sign.
Yeah.
But if they extend
the offer. If it ended today, he would not be going to Tennessee.
Right.
As a scholarship player, I guess.
Right. He had the offer extended. He's committed. Trey Curry is. Like you said, they're going to I'm sure it's going to be one of those situations. He don't know if he has. He hadn't said anything about it. So I don't know kind of where he stands.
It's still up on his Instagram. So.
Right. So I don't know where it stands. Like you said, right now it's kind of just it's a fluid situation. You could see him at Tennessee. You could, like you said, you even mentioned this. I guess you could potentially see him at Tennessee as a preferred walk-on.
Yeah.
I guess that's a
or
possibility.
a blue shirt. Yeah.
I guess that's in play. He is a 4-star. I think you mentioned that he was 4-star on ESPN, 3-star composite, and 3-star on Rivals, and 247. I think you mentioned that he at one point was the number 1 player in the class or in Tennessee. So.
Yeah, in Tennessee, he was like he was definitely the number one like athlete.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just probably would have benefited a lot from, he's not at a great program in terms of winning and all that. But he does play in 6A football, the highest classification in Tennessee. And plays multiple sports. Another one of those athletes we keep talking about. But I think there might have been some hesitation on Tennessee just because of, I think there's kind of the in-state kids. You obviously want them to come to Tennessee because it obviously means more. I mean, look at Trey Smith, Eric Gray. Those guys. It just means more putting on that Tennessee uniform.
Right.
So you'd like to see that, but this Jeremy Pruitt is from Alabama. They don't recruit just Alabama.
No, I mean,
it's all across. It's all across the country, and you've seen that with this class. There's only 2 guys, not counting Trey Curry, in this class from Tennessee.
And that's never been Tennessee's thing either. I mean,
right.
You talk about the 90s where Tennessee recruited North Carolina really well. Phil Fulmer in the early 2000s recruited Georgia really well. Schools that are, states that had really strong classes at the time. I mean, Georgia's still known for it. North Carolina's they're back to that kind of thing. Yeah. They're back to
trying to distance, man.
Back to having a bunch of talent. And Tennessee's kind of back to recruiting well in other states. But like you said, it definitely helps. You want to lock down your state. You want to get those guys that want to come here. But it also does have to kind of match up in the class. And right now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Now, with that being said, there's going to be guys that drop off.
Yeah,
it's natural. I'm not saying Trey Curry's one of those guys. He could be a guy that ends up in the class because you see others drop off. So I will see. You mentioned how he plays in the highest class. I can't remember if they won their region or came in second. I think McMinn County was really good this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were actually undefeated for the most part of the season until I think they lost in maybe in the quarterfinals, actually, not the semis.
Yeah.
So I think they might have come in second behind McMinn County in their region this year. But I mean, overall, a strong region and then a strong class. 6A's, yes, it's the largest class in Tennessee. It's also the best class in Tennessee.
Yeah, I just think that this one's kind of a wait and see. I expect them to have a good senior season, and showcase that talent a little bit more, maybe impress the coaches. But there's kind of already his body type in this class. There's Julian Nixon, Rock Taylor. You got Trinity Bell, who can play offense. Miles Campbell, D. Beckwith, who we saw in last class, is kind of that same 6'3", 6'4", 210 to 215 pounds.
Right.
All those guys could fit that mold at receiver, like as a big-bodied receiver, to use mismatches, or you could put them at tight end. And
right.
Unfortunately, you just have some of those guys already in this class.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, there's going to be some guys move around, and this is a guy who has ties to Tennessee, so I think Tennessee's always going to be in it, whether they take his commitment right now or not.
Right.
We made a video, but we didn't post it because he was not, taking this class yet. But we mentioned his ties to Tennessee. His stepbrother is the quarterback at Bradley Central, also has an offer from Tennessee. Don't know if that's committable, but
right.
He has an offer. And his dad was supposed to sign with Tennessee in 1996 and didn't end up signing with Tennessee, but was going to end up going to Carson Newman. But yeah, there's always ties to Tennessee. They're not far away. They're going to continue to evaluate this kid, and it's a long ways to December.
Right, and Jeremy Pruitt, I mean, he did that interview, I believe, with Rivals, and he talked about kind of how they evaluate talent, and it coincides with what could have been for Trey Curry this summer had camps been open. He likes to get players on campus and evaluate them. There's not a ton on Trey Curry. I don't know if he just didn't go camping a lot last year or what it was going into his junior season. But pretty much all you have is highlight film right now. So I'm sure the staff had a chance to evaluate. I think you'd have on their own. I think you'd have a better feel right now if he had committed. Well, I guess wouldn't have gone to camp yet. It's just May 31st. Yeah, I think that's gonna, like you said, that's gonna hurt it, and it's gonna change how Jeremy Pruitt and his staff are going to evaluate players moving forward for this 21 cycle, and it's gonna affect the 2022 cycle as well, and how they evaluate. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how that happens, and
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably a chance for, if this staff can evaluate really well, this is probably an opportunity to take advantage of some hidden gems and going out there and getting guys who rely on camps to get picked up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've seen some with this class. You've seen some guys kind of pick up a lot of offers. I think Rock Taylor's one of them, who's a 3-star. Trinity Bell, I don't think a lot of people knew about him, but when they see a 6'7", 300-pound guy that can move like that, I think a lot of teams are going to be like, whoa.
Yeah. So, that's a little bit about Trey Curry. It's an interesting situation for sure. Tennessee's obviously extended an offer, but with the way this class is filled out so early, I'm not sure if it's a committable offer. Going to kind of be a process to see. But as of right now, he is still committed to Tennessee. So,
yeah, which is, I don't know. I don't get it, but.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is this happens. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more, and I guess it can. You just don't. I guess it's not as publicized because Tennessee offers. What was it last cycle? I think it was almost 200 offers extended.
Oh, there's way more than that. There's like 300 people that have offers.
And so, I mean, obviously you can't take all of those kids.
Yeah.
So not all of those offers are technically, if we're going to really, technically speaking, 25 of those are committable, and that's it. So there's definitely room to be moved around. Obviously, you're going to, if a more talented guy wants it, you probably move that committable offer somewhere. But really only 25 are committable. So you just don't see this happen as often because there's just not a lot going on. Trey Curry would probably have taken visits this spring. I think he's taken a visit to North Carolina, Auburn. Has he taken one to Tennessee?
He's been to Tennessee. He went to 2 games last year.
Okay, so he's probably taken visits in the spring if that's the case. SEC and ACC schools are interested in him. He's got interest levels there. Just hadn't happened yet. Then you've got a lot of guys who have probably committed to Tennessee because they haven't been in contact with a ton of other coaching staff. It's an interesting situation. All kind of, I guess you could say happened with schools getting shut down due to COVID. So
yeah, and with that, all things change. Just like people get mad that kids commit and decommit and stuff like that. Things change. Just like Tennessee offered this kid, and now they're saying it's not a committable offer.
Right.
Things change.
And you couldn't hate the kid either even if it was a committable offer. If he was to commit and then Tennessee goes out and gets guys at the same position that he wants to, maybe he would want to explore other options. That's the way it works, and I think you're going to see that soon with some of the other guys in this class. I think you'll see some decommitments where they're maybe seeking other opportunities. So I think for Tennessee fans, expect that. You could be seeing decommitments, I think, anytime before fall camp starts.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just not your core group of guys. Hopefully it's not your most talented guys in the class, and then you hope to keep them together and then go out and kind of add guys that complement their talent.
Yep. I mean, just know since Jeremy Pruitt's been at Tennessee, he's closed on National Signing Day. So
and that too.
Yeah, I'll
still
just
several months
just out. Let's get to signing day.
Yeah.
I think you'll be satisfied with this class.
Right. I think we finished top. I think it would take a hellacious season and hellacious, recruiting trail to get this class out of the top 10. Yep. And hopefully everything just hopefully nothing falls apart.
Yep.
Hopefully nothing falls apart. Like you said, Jeremy Pruitt's probably going to close out on signing day, so I think you like you said, you're going to be happy with the way this class rounds out, excuse me. So
that's all I got for recruiting.
That's it?
Yeah.
Are we going to start with the bad news?
Yeah. Well, actually, no.
Let's go good news first.
Let's start with some good news. So, Tennessee's redoing their entire indoor practice field.
Yeah, get new turf.
Yeah, new turf.
I wonder where that old turf's going.
I don't know. Probably.
My backyard could use a renovation.
Yeah, I could use it around my deck where it gets muddy.
I'll take all of it. If you guys need somewhere to store it, I'll take it all and just. I bet it can make a pretty nice chipping and putting. Maybe not putting, but a nice little chipping area.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah, that's it. I'll take it. I'll take it off your hands, Tennessee. If you need
the whole thing, you got to go get it though. I don't know if your Forerunner could.
It couldn't take all 110 by 70, but I could take a strip of it.
Yeah,
strip could fit in the back. So
yeah, there you
go. I live close to campus. It's just a couple loads, maybe just a few loads to get all of it out.
Maybe it might be magic carpet. You can just ride it home.
Right. Does anybody listening have a 16-foot trailer I could borrow?
I'm trying to think of anybody. No, I don't know anybody who has a 16-foot trailer. Sorry. I'll let you know if I do, though.
All right. Good.
I'll check the Facebook Marketplace.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll probably. Is that where Tennessee might sell the turf there? I don't know.
It might.
Okay, let's be honest. They're going to sell the turf for they're going to sell it for more than they bought it for before they even used it.
Right. Yeah, it's considered vintage.
Right. It's been played in, like those helmets they sold.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, they're redoing that, so that's going to be nice. I think we can all agree Tennessee's been competitive with their facilities.
Probably past competitive.
Yeah, forever. They're one of the tops in the country, so just adding to that.
Yep.
Always recruiting,
And,
no matter what.
The Shields Watkins Field got new not turf, but new grass right after no, they didn't do that, did they? They were supposed to get new sod after the Garth Brooks. I don't think they did.
Yeah, I think they just.
Which it looked good. The turf.
good.
Yeah, the turf guys did a great job and had it looking good and seemed to be playing good against Vanderbilt. So I don't know if they ever put new sod on it. Maybe a summer thing. Maybe something they're doing this summer.
So, bad news.
Bad news. Tim Jordan was arrested in his hometown of Florida. Where is he from again?
I think it was in Lakeland. He is from Bartow.
Okay, is that close? Is that
I think they're
Lakeland County, probably in
very
Bartow?
close.
Yeah.
Yes,
because the article I read said his hometown. Arrested on gun charges and possession charges, marijuana possession charges. It's unfortunate. I think if we're going to kind of look at the silver lining in this, it's, yes, a Tennessee player was arrested. That's unfortunate. It was only one Tennessee player. It was in his hometown after being home for 3 months.
Yeah.
So,
I mean...
And it doesn't sound like doesn't sound like there was issues around the arrest, which is
that's good.
Kind of the highlight or the negative, light around Jeremy Banks' arrest. So that's good.
Just like, dude, be smart. Like,
Yeah.
you can't have a loaded gun in your back pocket without a permit.
With drugs on you.
With drugs, yes. And little bags.
Yeah, you don't have the paraphernalia on you there, man. Yeah, definitely be smart. But this isn't something you can't bounce back from, and that's the good news. So
yeah. I just think with his picture, he looks big.
He does. That's the trouble. I think everybody's kind of been worried about when guys go to their hometown. You don't have the accountability that you typically would have around your, and he was always a bigger guy.
Yeah.
He's not a small back. He's always kind of been a bigger guy. But yeah, I think that's kind of been one of the bigger concerns when you see guys go home, don't have the accountability of a meal program, a weight strength and conditioning program. It's definitely different when the guys go home, and then doesn't sound like Tim Jordan's necessarily been doing all the things to stay as healthy as he could.
Right.
Judging by what he was arrested for.
Yeah. Did he add the neck tat?
I don't know. How long he's had
this
neck
picture,
tat.
He didn't have it, right?
Okay, so
he
tatted
just
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that this is the issue where, we talked about Lincoln Riley, saying he knows what's best for his players, and or whatever he said, something stupid.
And it's you gotta wonder, is Tim Jordan going with the accountability in Knoxville, is guys like that, are they better off in Knoxville than they are their hometowns? Are they better off in their apartments or their dorms than they are in their family's home? That's questions you got to ask when you talk about these student athletes who you're responsible for typically 12 months out of the year. College football,
yeah,
they're not home that often, except for a few weeks at a time. So
he would be home. In a normal schedule, he would or he wouldn't be home. He would be back on campus.
Would they be back by now? They would have already come back from summer, their little summer break period.
Yeah, I guess he would have started June 1st, so he probably would have already been back.
Potentially.
Probably.
Potentially. But the fact of the matter is, though, when you talk about, he's been home for 3 months.
Yeah.
Rather than if he was a normal schedule, he would have left second week of May and then probably either been making his way back or have been back, depending on, I guess, what you want to do personally. So
the concealed carry charge in Florida faces a third-degree felony, which is up to 5 years.
Right. yeah, I mean that's the issue more so I think than the drugs. I don't think it was a large amount. Of
No, it was
marijuana.
like 20 grams,
So
which sounds like a lot, but it,
so I think the gun is the more serious issue. But yeah, I mean I don't know. But again, it's a question you have to ask. I'm not saying he wouldn't get in trouble. I don't know. I don't know Tim Jordan personally. I know he hadn't gotten in trouble at least with law enforcement in Knoxville.
because we'll find out.
Yeah, you'll know. But yeah, I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. Tennessee has not released a statement about it yet. So we don't know kind of what he's going to be suspended for some amount of time, I'm sure. Probably face at least a game suspension, if not more. So I'm wait to see what Tennessee says about it. But yeah, I mean, you got to ask that question, Lincoln Riley. And yeah, players getting in trouble on campus. I'm not saying they're going to be the best on campus there, but you can hold them more accountable when they're on campus than when they're home, and what's best for them.
Yeah, if you're going out on the weekends, Monday morning, or I guess maybe Sunday if you're having film, Sunday you have to go back around those coaches.
Yeah.
So in the back of your mind, there's a little something saying, hey, I got to, whatever I'm doing now, it's going to affect me in a day.
Right.
Here, it's not.
No, being home is a different story, and I mean, good for players that they've gotten. Good for players that they've gotten to be home with their families. It's hard being away from your families, I'm sure, especially when you're talking about guys like just pulling a guy out of the air here, Henry Toto, who's on a completely different coast than his family. Good, but also you've got guys that have some rough home lives. It's the nature of it, and they might be better off on campus. I'm not saying that for the betterment of football. I'm not. A lot of guys though use college football, use their scholarships, use a time to get a free education, to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys do that. And I'm not saying that's even Tim Jordan's. I don't know Tim Jordan's personal story. I don't know. I'm just saying that this is a good example of potentially that's probably what's taking place.
Yeah, there was some guys that I played with in college, and they stayed through every break. They stayed on campus because that was the only home that they had.
Exactly. So
they didn't have anything to go back to.
So you have to ask that question for sure. And yeah, that's just, and again, every situation's different. So it's not the case for every single person. This is just probably an example of that. And some people, in case you twist my words, I'm not saying athletes shouldn't get compensated because they get a free education. I'm just saying they are getting a free education. And a lot of guys, especially those who aren't going to be playing at the next level, and they know that, this is what they've got to utilize this time to get post-secondary education and, parlay that into more.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of guys do it, and they do a good job doing that. But right now they're not on campus, and that creates a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, and looking at the football aspect of this with Tim Jordan, how it kind of affects. He's kind of like you said, that bigger back that they had, that they don't really have on the roster right now.
Right.
You have some incoming freshmen that could maybe fit that mold, but it's kind of Tim Jordan or not. I'm sorry, Eric Gray, Ty Chandler, and then it was Tim Jordan. It was those three guys. Carlin Fields-Meade isn't that bigger back either.
No, and even though, and Tim Jordan obviously is that bigger back, but he's not this, barrel.
No, he's not.
I mean, that's why they brought in Quavarius Crouch for the, the heavy formation on the goal line.
Yeah.
That's why. So I don't think when you talk about how it affects the team, I think this is, if it started tomorrow, he's at minimum the third back on your roster.
Yeah.
That's where he's going to be at best.
And, so is this? Do they use this as an out to, get closer to that 85 scholarship mark?
I don't know. I do know that, and it stinks for Tim Jordan that, this mistake came at this point in your career, but it's going to, your playing time was already affected by guys in front of you being better, playing better than you. Now something off the field may affect I'm not saying they kick him off the team for it, but it may affect where you fall in this roster, because like I said, he's probably going to be suspended for some team activities, potentially part of fall camp, and then probably a game or two at minimum. So yeah, it's going to affect your playing time, and it's only going to hurt kind of where you stand, because as the season progressed, you saw him, and Tennessee's coaching staff still kind of rode the hot hand, but that hot hand was rarely Tim Jordan in the second half of the season.
Yep, 100%. Yep.
So it's unfortunate for him that this problem off the field could affect his playing time for the entirety of the season, just because it may set him farther back than any of the other backs.
Yeah, and he could have been working out, but what it looks like is, he's out there with, a gun and marijuana, and then you look at Eric Gray, and he's he has a 66-inch vertical and running 29.9 miles per hour.
Yeah, I don't know Tim Jordan personally, but judging by maybe his weight, I don't know if he's the Browns guy who just smoked pot every day. Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon, who smoked pot every day and could go out on the field and still absolutely burn your best corner.
Maybe he could. Maybe he could.
Tim Jordan, though, is listed at 219 on the roster. If Jarrett Garantano's put on 30 pounds this offseason, how much has Tim Jordan put on?
I don't know. Does the neck tat just make
Is he gonna be playing next to Elijah Simmons in the fall?
Dude, he looks big. I mean, he's always had
that boy's thick.
He's got the baby face and kind of chubby cheeks already, but yeah, dude, he looks big.
So he's the largest back on the roster by 10 pounds. I believe.
He's there's no. My head goes in I have a big head, so my head goes in a little bit to get to my neck. His it's a straight thing. There's
he's not a small dude, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he's not a small dude. No, but yeah, I mean, this is obviously a sucky situation all around. You don't want to see anybody get arrested. You definitely don't want to see a football player get arrested when you're a fan of the program. And then, like I said, this could kind of determine his unfortunately. Some playing time because of where it sets him back with suspensions and whatnot, and you don't want to see that if you can avoid it. So it's unfortunate, but whatever. Moving on.
I mean, he was just a couple of days away from being back on campus.
Yeah, it wasn't far off.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, I mentioned Eric Gray, dude.
He's a beast. Now, do you want me to tell you some really bad news?
Yeah.
Well, not bad news, but some. Don't get too excited. Right before the 2016 season, we had a video of Jalen Hurd, I think, running 26 miles an hour on a treadmill.
Oh, I know. Dang it.
This one's 29. I don't know if that means anymore.
I think.
Also, can we talk about the people who think he's running 29 miles an hour? I don't think that's how it works, right? I guess it does work that way. I guess the treadmill's going.
And you're running. You're still moving to keep up with the treadmill.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's... Yeah, I guess. Okay.
He probably couldn't go out on
he definitely
a track
Correct,
and run 29.9 miles an hour, but he's able to keep up with...
His feet are moving fast enough
Yeah.
that he doesn't fall. I need to try to find that tweet now of Jalen Hurd running. I can't remember this. Huh?
But so the difference in the two is, you know, there was a big disconnect between Jalen Hurd and the team, and then Eric Gray and his team.
I'm not comparing Eric Gray to Jalen Hurd. I'm just saying that video surfaced before the 2016 of.
But did he have the vertical? Didn't have that, did he? So I guess he added a little.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Hurd had the vertical. That tweet has since been deleted by Jalen Hurd.
Nice.
So I don't think we're gonna find that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Come on, Jalen.
Yeah, that was. I forgot all about that. But it was 26.
It was more than 25 miles per hour because my tweet was, "This man can't legally run in a school zone."
Okay. I don't remember how.
Or is it 20 miles per hour in a school zone?
Yeah, it's 20.
It's 20, so more than 20.
So Eric Gray is he basically ran 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So he's faster than Jalen Hurd.
Faster than Jalen Hurd. Good. Confirmed. Confirmed.
He just looks like a different animal, and we're not comparing him to Jalen Hurd, like you said. But I mean,
I think he's got his better days ahead of him.
Yeah, just the way he came on the end of last season, I'm super excited.
I know. I would have
back on campus,
and I don't know if it kind of just was nice to kind of let him ease into that role. It would, maybe that worked out more. That was what made him so effective, is that he wasn't asked too much in the beginning of the season.
Had the tread on the tires,
right? But I'd kind of like to see, it'd be fun to be able to go back in time and see what happens if he's kind of the one or two guy the whole season.
Yeah.
But again,
I think a lot of people were calling that too. They're just like, hey, if he's, because apparently he was very impressive during spring, and you're like, hey, where is this kid at? We need some help at running back.
Yeah, I think we heard in fall camp especially that he was a different animal.
Yeah.
I think he put on almost 20 pounds
He put on
when he got onto campus. And yeah, apparently he
ended up to 230 like JG.
He's not at 230. I think he is 210 though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is that maybe he's just 200? Maybe it's Ty Chandler that's 210. I was just looking at it. He's listed at 200.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he's a guy that I think kind of impressed a lot of people around the program really early on. I don't know if they knew that he was going to be a guy that ended with 500 yards in 3 games. But
right.
But I think a lot of people were expecting some stuff from him. So.
Because, I mean, Ty Chandler was our leading rusher, and then I think Tim Jordan had like 400 yards himself and was on his way to be the second leading rusher on the team, and then Eric Gray puts up those numbers against Vanderbilt and just passes him up.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to see Eric Gray. I think we talked about it, I think it was last Sunday. We did some we projected some stat leaders, and I think both of us kind of agreed if it starts tomorrow, Eric Gray's your number 1 back. Obviously, that could change in fall camp. If Eric Gray's gotten stronger and faster, though, I can't imagine Ty Chandler passing him up. Unless Ty Chandler's gotten stronger and faster, and that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I'm excited to see Eric Gray. See if I can...
Shoot, I don't care if it's Carlin Fields and me.
Yeah,
whoever it is.
If somebody's better than Eric Gray was at the end of last season, I'm excited to see him.
Exactly.
So
yep,
that'll be fun. Let's look at any more team news.
We got some questions regarding some of this stuff.
Okay,
so
let's
just get to those real quick. Then we'll get to fan questions. So if y'all want to start getting in some of those questions, we'll get to those in a couple segments. First one we have from Kevin Wilhoit. Says, what's y'all's take on the possible fates of both Tim Jordan and Jeremy Banks? Could either or both be potential candidates for Juwan Jennings' opportunity? I think both of those guys are I think definitely Jeremy Banks is on his way to come back to the team. I think everybody is.
That's what it seems to be. And there was kind of rumors of that before all this, before COVID started. So I don't know if that would have changed anything. I don't think he gets back with the team before spring. But there were rumors that he would be back with the team. So I think you could see that this summer. Apparently he's still enrolled in school. I can't confirm that. I could probably look it up real quick.
Well, he's still in Knoxville because he helped somebody. Their car broke down.
Well, I was about to say. So that was what I was getting at. Is you've seen him a lot popping up around town. He was listed at 194 in high school, but those can lie.
Yeah,
Eric Gray. But yeah, I think it's very obvious he is. And I'm not saying he's doing it to try to get back on the team. I think he's doing it because he's a good guy. I just can't imagine he would be doing all these things just to try and get back on the team. All of them. But he seems to be going out and trying to right his wrongs. So I think that means he's probably working towards something. We'll see.
Yeah, I think with all those, if you can work it out and they come to agreement that they were in the wrong and, they want to do better, they want a second chance, and they're willing to work to do that, I think you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's it. Like you're on thin ice the rest of the way.
Right.
I mean, if there's another slip up, you're gone. I think that would have been the case with Juwan Jennings too. If he would have slipped up and got arrested or anything like that, right. He would have been gone. You don't get a third. I don't think with Jeremy Pruitt or anybody on this staff, I don't think you get a third strike. I think they keep it at 1. You get 1 do-over, and after that, then it's over with. But you're gonna regret what you did.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. So.
For sure. I do want to say somebody we've got before we get to some questions. Somebody said it was 23.1 was Jalen Hurds.
Oh wow, he smoked Jalen Hurds.
Yeah. And MM also mentioned that he's got a 16-foot trailer and he pulls with a 4-runner. So there you go, Tennessee. I can take that turf off your hands. It's perfect.
I can't believe you got
that. The question was about Jeremy, and MM asked a question about Jeremy Banks to running back if reinstated. I think especially if Tim Jordan's no longer with the team, I think Jeremy Banks is probably a running back. Plus,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think he's
needed at linebacker.
I just think with the depth they have at inside linebacker, you need a guy like Jeremy Banks. Like he's probably like Eric Gray and Ty Chandler, you're 1 and 2 backs, in my opinion, going into fall camp. I don't think Jeremy Banks is going to be, he's probably the third guy, short yardage guy. But I think he could legit be a starter at inside linebacker.
Maybe if he's a starter. I think Yeah, maybe he's a starter. I think if he's not a starter on that, I think they're going to try to use him where they can. And with the way they rotate backs, that's why I think he'd be a running back if Tim Jordan's not with the team. But that also could change with some freshmen coming in. So.
Yeah, but like we were talking about with Kavaris Crouch, if whichever one starts at inside linebacker, you could see either one of those guys,
Right.
try it outside linebacker too.
Right.
And you can also use the guy who's not starting. You could use them. Crouch didn't start last year, but he came in on goal line situations at running back. So you could see that with either one of those guys.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah, I guess he could still run the ball if he's not a running back.
Yep.
Let's see here. Sorry. I don't have any more questions. Do you?
Yeah, we have one more from same guy. Kevin Wilhoit said yesterday Trey Curry became the 25th commit of the 21 class, with targets such as Munden, Ritzy, Arnold, Sims, Page, and a few others for which UT is in play. Will we soon begin to see some voluntary, involuntary attrition take place in this class? I think we mentioned that a little bit. You're obviously going to see, the 24 guys that are in this class are not going to be 24 guys that sign. That's
Right.
just, it's early. You're going to have visits this fall, hopefully. You're going to have football, winning trumps that's your biggest recruiting tool. So if Tennessee's not winning, they're probably going to lose some. If Tennessee is winning, you might get some that you don't already have, and then that means you have to open up a spot for them.
Right.
So
So Jerry Banks is, assuming this is Jay Banks in the UT directory, listed as active. I don't think there's another Jay Banks on the football roster. He is listed as an active student at UT, so still enrolled. So that means there's hope there.
yeah,
And on the directory, I don't know if it ever changed from when he was no longer on the team, but he is listed as part of the football team. I don't know if it ever changed. So
you heard it here first.
well, no, no. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I don't know if that was if that ever came off. I don't think I've ever checked that, so I'm not sure. But he's at least still enrolled in school. You know that.
I think there's definitely a better chance that you see Jeremy Banks than Tim Jordan.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, if the felony holds up, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's true. Anything else? Any other questions or team news you want to talk about?
That's all I got.
That's it. Let's go.
It's been kind of slow. I think
Yeah.
when players are back on campus, I think we'll see AJ Artis get his promotion to the strength and conditioning coach here in the next week or so. As players start to get back, they'll go ahead and make that official. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on.
Right. Yeah, which is kind of a good, can be a good thing there.
I did you read Philip Former's
I did. Yeah.
kind of quote or not? I guess.
Well, the university, along with all the coaches,
Right.
Released
Made
a
a
statement regarding the George Floyd and riots, and I guess just addressing.
Just supporting our athletes, our black athletes, and every other athlete we have. So I thought that was good. It was much needed to come from Tennessee,
Right.
and I like that they did it as a whole. Whether they didn't have Pruitt and every other coach make a statement, they kind of all did it as one.
Right.
Kind of back the whole university as a whole.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay. Let's see here. So SEC football projections.
Yeah. So Barrett Salee actually had his projection. So I'm gonna read that to you. Did you see that?
I did not see Barrett Salee's projections.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over this, and you tell me if you agree. So SEC West, he has Alabama 12-0,
Okay.
Auburn 10-2, LSU 9-3, Texas A&M 9-3, Ole Miss 6-6, Mississippi State 5-7, Arkansas 3-9. They're 0-8 in the SEC. SEC East, he has Florida 11-1.
What were LSU and Mississippi State's?
Mississippi State was 5-7, and LSU was 9-3. Florida had 11-1. Georgia had 10-2. Tennessee 9-3, 5-3 in the SEC. South Carolina had 6-6. Missouri had 7-5. Kentucky had 6-6. Vanderbilt 3-9, 0-8 in the SEC.
What was Kentucky's?
Kentucky was 6-6.
6-6. 6. Okay, so I did east to west, top to bottom.
Okay.
But pretty much matches up. I have a couple things switched. I have LSU. Did he say 9-3?
Yep.
It's possible. They're gonna have some questions. But
I think they open up with Texas too.
Yeah.
So that's I think he has them losing to Texas. He has Tennessee 9-3 losing to Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia. So we're the only team that beats Florida.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So
I have Florida finishing first in the East this year.
yeah, I think that's a safe pick.
So I would say 11-1. I don't know if I agree. I haven't looked at Florida's schedule because, like I said, I just ranked them. I know their SEC schedule. Other than that, didn't really look at that. But I'd say 11-1. Could be possible. They have LSU on that schedule. I think that makes 11-1 pretty tough. Then Georgia's obviously going to be a tough game for them every year. Hopefully Tennessee's. That'd be nice if we. Hopefully we beat Georgia or Florida, and hopefully we hand them. That'd be nice to hand them their only loss, and because nowadays one loss could, unless they win the SEC championship game, could potentially keep them out of the playoff.
So with this one right here, the one that I just told you,
Right.
would you take that
For Tennessee?
Yeah, would if it was like Tennessee's guaranteed 9-3, they beat Florida, but they finished third in the East. Would you take that, or would you say let's play it out and see what happens?
Third in the East stings. 9-3 is nice. Third in the East stings.
Yeah, but you have potential to win 10 games.
You have potential to win 10 games.
It's unfortunate that Georgia and Florida are
right
ahead of you, but
I'm letting it play out because if we truly could finish 9-3. Why couldn't we finish 10-2, 11-1? Right? Because all those games, like I said, if Pruitt loses the games he's supposed to lose, I think that looks okay. Just don't get blown out on them.
yeah.
So, I think you have a chance. I think especially with when you look at the rosters outside of Georgia's, Georgia's going to have a top 5 defense this year. Outside of that, but I think there's also a lot of questions kind of surrounding that program, plus all the questions with the offense. So I like where Georgia's at on our schedule this year.
Yeah.
So I want to play Georgia. The loss to Oklahoma, we kind of talked about that. I feel like that's a good opportunity for Tennessee to come out and make a statement. It easily could be a loss. Like that could easily be a loss. I would say today it's a loss, but I like the position of it. I like the position Tennessee's in. And Alabama is the definition, or Tennessee for Alabama is the definition of a trap game. We're coming off a bye week. I'm gonna have to pull it up. I can't remember exactly. They do not have an easy schedule surrounding us. It's the definition of a trap game. So
you're letting it play out. You want to see what happens
after the situation with Alabama last year. Let's see. So Tennessee sees Alabama right after they play. Let's see, that's 2 weeks. That's not right. Okay, so I guess they have a bye week too going into us. So that's good. But they'll play Arkansas, and then they play. What was I looking at then? That can't be right. LSU after the week after, 2 weeks after. That can't be right. Right?
So they have a bye after us?
They shouldn't have a bye after us. I have to pull it up in a better format there.
So I'm probably taking it just because, like you said, Oklahoma could be a loss.
Could be.
And right now I'm projecting that Florida's a loss. So if I go into it knowing that we beat Florida at home, that makes up for it, in my opinion. I'll take a loss over Oklahoma and a win over, rather than a loss over Florida.
Right. Man.
It's tough. It really is. I'm interested looking at the.
I would take 9-3 any day of the week.
But if you're projecting, you're probably projecting something like this in the East, right?
Yeah. This is a Tennessee fan of me. I think we could finish, and it's like it would be one of those like all world seasons. I think because when you talk about you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to beat Georgia or Florida. You'll have to make sure you're playing good football when you play. I think you may have to beat. You may have to win 2 games when you talk about Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Like that's a possibility.
Yeah,
you may have to win 2 of those games. So you got to be playing really good football. I would love to say Arkansas is a guaranteed win, but they should be. I think Arkansas is gonna be terrible. I have them finishing the bottom of the West this year.
Yeah, so does he.
So does Beardsley. So I agree with that. Yeah, I've got Vandy finishing bottom. I've got USC finishing second to about last in the East.
Oh,
I think they're going to be worse than Mizzou
and Kentucky.
and Kentucky. I think Kentucky could finish fourth. Yeah. What did he have Kentucky at? 6-6.
Yep.
So that's roughly what I've got. I mean, he's got Mizzou above Kentucky.
Yeah, depending on like who they lose to and
Right.
and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, all the I think Kentucky, Missouri, and South Carolina are probably dead even.
Yeah. I would agree with
In
that.
terms of, I don't know what both their schedules look like, but Kentucky's usually kind of cake,
Yeah.
and that's how they end up winning 10 games.
Right. Okay, so I thought I was a little off here. I thought so. Alabama's got a bye after Tennessee, so it goes Mississippi State, Tennessee, bye LSU. So I thought it was LSU directly after Alabama. Regardless, I still like that. We do. I believe I'm right in saying we have a bye week before Alabama. I believe.
I think that's right.
So I like that lineup. It's
So
kind of.
click on.
We'll take us there. Yeah, it will. So Tennessee comes to or Alabama comes to Tennessee this year. I'm not saying Tennessee wins that game. I'm not, but I like it if Mac Jones is starting.
Yeah, they have to replace a lot. They also have Dylan Moses coming back. They have Najee Harris coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of the teams like Florida, Georgia,
Yeah, we have bye.
and we do have a bye week.
South
And
Carolina bye week than Alabama.
us as well. I think all those teams kind of have to replace a lot.
Yep.
Florida loses a lot on that defense. They lose C.J. Henderson. I think Cleveland's gone. I know.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, I think they lose their two best receivers. Who else they lose? They lose a lot on that defensive line. See, I don't know. And then Georgia loses a lot. DeAndre Swift, Jake Fromm lose a lot on that defense. So I don't know.
No,
It's just tough for me to project.
Yeah.
Without seeing any of them play.
And that's one thing I wrote. It's like not only is it early, we also didn't see a single team in in a spring game like you did. And I know a spring game's not very telling, but you can at least see guys that you haven't maybe seen yet. When you talk about all these teams replacing people, you haven't seen a lot of guys, so you get looks at least, whereas you've never seen them before.
Yep.
So it definitely changes kind of the thoughts about it. Where did he have it for Auburn finishing? Did he rank them too?
Yeah, Zim finished second, 10-2. I don't like that.
I flip LSU or Alabama. I think are going to finish first in the West this year. Flip them however you want.
Yeah, I just don't have trust in Gus Malzahn.
No, zero trust.
And,
I mean, that man is living on a 1-year contract for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and Bo Nix I think played good for a freshman, but I just don't see him competing with those teams in the West. With LSU and Alabama, I don't see him beating either one of those two.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say yes or no to that. I like Bo Nix. We'll see. He did some impressive stuff. He was not overall impressive.
Yeah,
Impressive.
They lost a lot on their defense too.
No, Auburn's got some questions to answer. I don't A&M. Who knows with them, dude?
Yeah, aren't they the most like overhyped team like every year?
Well, it doesn't help that now they have one of the more overhyped coaches.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher, and they have Kellen Mond, who has been on like every way too early predictions to win, be an all SEC player for like 3 years now.
Right.
Like, when's he actually gonna play like that?
We'll see. Maybe this year. Maybe this year. Maybe this is the year. Maybe
It's kind of a weird year for like we talked about Kyle Trask and before we played, and we're like, oh, he's not that good. And turns out he's probably the best quarterback in the SEC right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you talk about who's left,
Yeah, I mean, there's really no one else.
I was about to tell you to pump the brakes there, but
Yeah, but for real, who do you put? You don't put Mac Jones.
not Mac. I mean, I guess you could.
I don't even know who LSU's quarterback's going to be. It's not Kellen Mond.
No. Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of have to. I guess
It's not JG.
the good news is I think Trask kind of wins out by default. So
Yeah.
not. I don't think it's so much to to what he's done. So that's the good news, I guess. It's not like you have to worry about this great quarterback sitting on Florida's roster. I mean, he's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not this great quarterback that is just going to tear Tennessee apart.
No.
Unless he drastically improves, and he may.
He might.
So we'll see. we'll see. Anything else you kind of want to talk about with SEC projections?
That's all I got. I just like I want to win 10 games.
Right.
I mean,
I would
want,
like to get to 10
I
games.
want to win a national championship, obviously. But, I think 10 games, and this is a tough schedule to do it. With opening up with, or not opening up, but having to play Oklahoma at Oklahoma, that's a tough task to do.
Yeah.
But if you're able to get to 10 wins somehow, some way, I mean, I don't care if you lose to Charlotte. If you end up winning 10 games, you end up winning 10 games. Yeah, maybe not.
After last year, if you hadn't lost to Georgia State, I'd probably say, yeah, I don't care if you lose to Charlotte. But
yeah,
you lost Georgia State last year. I don't think you can lose another opening game.
No. And if you do, you have to beat Florida, Alabama.
Right. I should say you can't lose another opening game to a non-Power 5. That's what I should say.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I'm not saying fire Jeremy Pruitt on the spot if it happens because I guess if we lose to Charlotte and have 10 wins, I guess at least you had 10 wins. And that means you had to beat.
He's got to beat Charlotte because he's 0-2 in season openers so far.
And one of those teams is Georgia State. So,
yeah.
You got me. I agree.
Got to
win. Coach, speaking of winning, Coach Duggs is undefeated. Take on Alabama tonight at 9 p.m. Get the shotguns ready, the beers to shotgun. We're doing Maxims. That's not true.
And cigars.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I smoke a cigar tonight. I have a reason to. Perfect. Got my cigar out. Get the cigars ready. Tennessee versus Alabama tonight. Duggs is going to win this one. But he also beat South Carolina. Almost got to 50 burgers.
Got a little cute. I think it was 41-17 and tried to get to that 50 burger and ended up being a lot closer than it should have been. It was like 48-35 or something like that. But over a ranked opponent, 24 South Carolina. Now you play number 9 Alabama. Caleb Presley, the quarterback, is winning the Heisman race, and JoJo Smalls is number 3.
He's moving on up.
Yeah,
moving on up.
And I think Big Cat said this is the last tough game on the schedule.
Oh, I wonder. So, I guess, that's probably true. You have Kentucky, I think, next.
And Vanderbilt.
Would that be it? You're playing Alabama, or that'd be it in the schedule? You should have at least 4 games left.
You might have like a.
You'll have a homecoming game.
Yeah.
You'll have Troy or something.
Yeah, whoever that is.
I don't know who'll be.
Dude, this is we played Troy this year, right?
Yeah, that's why I said that for homecoming.
Yeah, so I want to beat their brains in and not let them score 40 points the last time they were in Neyland Stadium.
Oh God, that was an awesome game to watch.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about it.
Depressing, but
oh no, it was not awesome. I was joking. It
was fun. There's a lot of offense. If you weren't a Tennessee fan, it would have been a great game.
I'm trying to remember the games that were. So Troy was bad. UAB, which UAB was not a high scoring affair. That was 2010. Went into overtime. Then we had a game against Buffalo. That was a shootout. I'm trying to remember all the ones that were shootouts in Dooley's era.
Oh,
Troy was 2012. That was the last year.
I was thinking App State. This wasn't Dooley, but App State was.
That wasn't a shootout either.
No, but it was way too close, and it should have been. UMass was close and awful. Ohio was a terrible game to watch.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Hopefully, we're way past playing. We play like our opponents.
Right. Tennessee was 32-29 versus UAB in 2010. I don't remember what year Buffalo was.
What was the final score to the Troy game?
I think it was like 59 or something.
It was insane. I think they set records for.
See if I can.
I guess I can look it up too. I got a computer.
12. See, that would have been homecoming, November 3rd.
That was
530 yards of offense, 55-48. We scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
That's terrible.
Let's see. Tyler Bray threw for 530 yards. And Marlon Lane had 130 yards rushing. Shout out to C. Robinson. Who's that? Threw for almost 400 yards for Troy.
Again,
Sal Sinceri is a dick.
He's terrible.
He's awful. That dude did throw over 13,000 yards in his career.
Well, damn, 2,000 of it was against Tennessee almost.
All right, what was that? I got to figure out this now. Tennessee versus Buffalo. What year would that have been? I guess that was probably 2012.
I don't even remember that. Dude, we're getting old.
I was there. It was one of those games that you sat in the recruit section. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those. Great.
So maybe 11?
Or 12, one or the other. Yeah, one or the other. Oh yeah, Peerless Process. I see that now. I'm gonna go 2012. I'm glad we get to relive just the miserable days. This is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, we played Georgia State that year.
Beat them 51-13. God, that's depressing.
Dude, opening up that NC State game that year, I was like, oh my god, Derek Dooley's actually gonna do something good. And then, okay, October 1st, 2011. I can't remember if this was low. Okay, 41. It wasn't that bad. I thought they did pretty good against us. They didn't. That's good. Tyler Bray did throw for almost 400 yards. Dude, I forgot about Torrin Poole.
Torrin Poole. Maybe we can get him on Voltails.
Yeah. Do you remember how good Drake Rogers was against LSU that year?
I remember he was just freaking insane.
He dominated Tyrann Mathieu that year. And that was the Tyrann Mathieu for Heisman year.
Honey Badger.
Yeah. He only had 63 yards. That's still pretty good on 3 receptions.
Jeez.
Oh. Great. Fantastic.
That was rough.
Was that the year that LSU played in the national championship against Alabama? Was that 2011?
I think so.
Yeah. There you go. Got
they're number
38
one.
to 7. God, I hate Tennessee football sometimes. I hate it.
It's rough, and you keep going back. You're making me depressed, man.
I'm sorry.
It's already a rough time.
You want me to try to find a good memory? We can watch the Georgia play real quick if you want.
Yeah, just make up for it.
Yeah. Do we have any more fan questions? I think we got most of them.
Yeah, that's all the questions we got. And get to segments.
Yeah, let's do some segments. Do some most importance.
Most important. My most important is, well, it was gonna be Jeremy Banks.
Oh yeah,
helping some people with their car broke down. He gave them some water, helped fix their car up, and stayed there a while until it got
nice.
Got going. Took some pictures with the kids. So good for Jeremy Banks. I'll be glad when he's back in a Tennessee uniform.
Yeah, no, that'd be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Let's see here. Let's pause that for a second. Okay. Most important. Thought I had one. I need to go through and delete some of these.
Something I found out this week. I meant to tell you about this. So there's 8 teams that Tennessee's played and never beaten. We have a chance in the next couple of years to beat 2 of those. So it's USC, Pitt, Oregon, BYU, West Virginia, Kansas State, Baylor, and Purdue. And we play Pitt and BYU.
BYU? Or not BYU. West Virginia?
We only played them once.
Really? I figured we would have played them more than once. That seems like a team that you would...
Yeah.
Interesting. BYU, how many times? We only played them once?
Yep.
Seems like another team that we would play more than once. It's pretty surprising. Where'd I?
I have one more. So 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle, a 2020 Notre Dame signee, Aiden. I'm not even gonna. Starts with a K. Wakeboarding in his cap and gown to celebrate his high school graduation.
Dude, those videos are amazing. The dudes who can wake surf or wakeboard with wearing like a gown. It's
and he's 6'3", 300 pounds.
Oh, that's pretty. 300 pounds?
Yes.
Good lord. Most important, sports are returning. So obviously Bundesliga soccer in Germany's been playing. Premier League's about to start, and then the NHL. We actually talked about this on Wednesday. The NHL is prepared to test every player. So I feel like that's a step in the right direction to getting like sports back. I feel like that's a question surrounding how are you going to test to make sure you don't have an outbreak. So I feel like that's you're heading in the right direction.
That's awesome. So Departed Souls, their brewery, released Trash Can Banger, the perfect victory beer to keep celebrations going. This week is not the suck.
Where are they in? Where are they at? Are they in
Where is this?
Who'd they beat in 2017? The Astros in the World Series.
I don't know. So Departed Souls is in New Jersey.
Okay.
So New Jersey, they have the Trash Can Banger. So it's the beer, and it's very similar to the Astros throwback logo.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good.
I would drink it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Do you have any more most important?
I think that's all I got for most important.
Is horse racing back? Is that? I feel like I saw people tweeting about that this week.
I feel like it should have been already.
How do you feel about people like not wanting to play sports without football or without sports without fans? Like they're like, oh, I don't want if college football doesn't have fans, I don't want it. I get the atmosphere isn't the same, but it's better than not playing sports, right?
Right, and how many like you as a person, if you're saying I don't want sports unless there's fans, how many games are you actually going to? Are you going to every single game that you watch?
I mean, like even the Tennessee fan, how many go to every single one of those games?
Right. Yeah, we don't even do that.
No.
We go to every home game, but
I'm not an athlete, so I can't really understand it. But I don't understand like why they would only want to play with fans.
Yeah.
Like, especially a college athlete where the only reason you're really playing college sports is to try to get a chance at the next level. Would you not want to play the games regardless? Because you're not getting that. NCAA's, even if you get that season back in terms of a red shirt, you're not guaranteed to like really get that season back.
Right.
Because they're going to try and bring in someone better than you to beat you out.
Yeah, and you're another year older. Like if you waste the entire season, you waste a year that you could be, elevating your game to get to the next level.
And we already know some dudes are not staying in tip-top shape. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I understand that. But whatever. It is what it is. Let's see here. You got fails?
I do. So Jim Harbaugh said Wolverines are as close as you can possibly be to a national title.
Well, you got to beat Ohio State first, big dog.
How are you as close as you can possibly be? You have not been in the college football playoff.
How many times has he won 10 games at Michigan?
I don't know. He probably hasn't.
Let's see, yeah, dog, you got to... What an idiot.
I mean, Michigan's got to the point where everybody's tired of saying they're going to be a good team. Like, no one's hyping them up anymore because you've failed over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're next to Notre Dame as the most overhyped team in every single season. And you haven't
maybe
done
Texas.
anything.
Maybe Texas.
Yeah, Texas is like that, too.
Let's see here. Did I look at the wrong Harbaugh?
Sam Ehlinger is another quarterback that they think has been the next god for the past 4 seasons.
He won 10. Okay, he's won 10 games 3 times. 2 of those, though, were in his first 2 years. So, easy there, Kirby Smart. And then he can't win in the postseason. What's he think he's going to do in the playoff?
Yeah, he's got 4 straight bowl losses.
Yeah, that's not good.
Ouch.
It's not great. Can't lie, it's not great. And 12 of his losses, I guess that's good, but depending on who they play. I don't know what their out of conference schedule looks like, but 12 of his losses are in the Big 10. Yikes.
Has he beaten
He's not beating Ohio State now.
So 4 of those losses or actually 5 of those losses are Ohio State.
Yep. That's a big yikes in my book.
Yikes.
I've got my fail is Goodell in the NFL. Dude, you knew when you put that bid up, you shouldn't have done that auction because you knew Portnoy was going to win it.
Yep.
Swallow your pride and do it. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
Yep. I hope they're able to do something kind of like in lieu of that to kind of like really get back at the NFL. I don't know Dave Portnoy will probably figure it out.
Yep.
That's a bad look, though. I don't know why you did that.
My feel is the people who keep bringing up the Peyton Manning with a Texas jersey.
Who cares?
I mean, if he's in Austin and they give him a jersey, he's not going to just... At least he's not wearing anything Texas.
He's not. And, I mean, he's never worn anything Texas before that either. And he's not even doing, like, the horn... Is he doing the horns up before I say that?
No, he's not. He's just
holding
the jersey.
God, thank God. He's not doing the horns up.
I'm like you said, Texas is like the most overhyped team.
Also, yeah, and you know Peyton talks shit to him.
Yeah, and you get offended when people do horns down. So I don't want to hear anything.
You're gonna offend people by saying that you don't care that Peyton wore a Texas jersey. You better be careful.
He didn't wear it
or held it. Here you go,
dude. Like they could have gave it to anybody.
Huh?
They could have gave it to.
I'll make you smile real quick since I made you sad.
Okay.
We're watching the replay of the Georgia game real quick, or Georgia play, the Hail Mary. God, that was an awesome feeling. And then that pissed me off. I was like, why are you crying?
I hate Butch Jones so much. I don't know who I hate more, Butch Jones or Skip Bayless. Probably Butch Jones, just because he was...
I don't give a rat's ass about Skip Bayless.
That's true. You shouldn't.
I guess I don't really care about. The only thing I kind of hope for Butch Jones, I hope he's just like a lifer at Alabama. Like he stays there for the rest of his life. He's like, I don't want a promotion. I'm at Alabama.
He loves the intern life.
Yeah,
exactly. I get it.
I'd love it too. I bet he gets to drive Nick's Mercedes all the time to park it. I bet Nick's like, hey man, I left it running. Can you go park it real quick? So I bet that's a good gig. You get to drive a Benz.
What if you wreck it though?
Oh, he's not like Kiffin. Sorry, Lane.
Kiffin definitely
didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
That's all I got.
That's all I got too. I need to double check before I say.
Dude, like,
I kind of have a fail. I'm gonna tell myself this is a funny story. So I went golfing with my brother Saturday, and he ran away from the cart real quick. I go to we were hitting at the range. I went to go put my bag on the cart, and he had used like my strap from my side to put his cart or bag on the cart. So I thought he was like messing with me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna mess with him. So I started taking his clubs and put him in his bag upside down. And where I was messing with him, and then before I kind of hurried and got in the cart so he didn't see me, and we drive off, and because I did that, I forgot to strap my bag in, and it fell off in front of everybody on the range. And I was like, and some super nice dude that I was like, stop helping me, I hate you. So he helped me get my bag on. I was like, and he was like, you gotta strap that in. I was like, fucking no, dude. Good God.
I've golfed before, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, that's so embarrassing. Like everybody saw it. There were like probably 45 people in distance of hearing it and seeing it.
So I did 13.5 miles on a mountain bike yesterday.
Oh, I bet your ass hurts.
Oh, dude. I'm in pain. Just sitting in this like
you're probably used to
nicely cushioned chair, like it's hurting.
You need a butt pad.
But Riley had a kind of a pride story. So we go down the hard downhill.
Yeah.
At Baker's Creek, which is called, I don't know what it's called, Barn Burner. And we get to so Riley goes first because he's the fastest and he's the one that, just goes wide open down the whole thing. So we get down to the bottom and we pull up and Riley's just sitting there on his bike just waiting for us. And Nick's like, did you fall? And he was like, no. He's like, why is your leg bleeding? He's like, I fell.
Did he go over the bike this time?
He did not. He said that, but he said that when he did that, when he flipped over the handlebars, the bike flipped and hit him in the back of the head.
Oh yeah,
that's when you're like, oh, I'm invincible. I won't die. So that's why he goes so fast. Is what he said.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes you invincible, Riley.
I think he might need to be in concussion protocol.
We'll have to talk about that. Did you give him the test? Count backwards by 7?
I just gave him a field sobriety test. I made him go.
But I mean, they do follow the pin.
Is it 9 heel to toe, there and back?
But they do the concussion test
pin?
is the pin.
Okay.
They do that. They do it in field sobriety test too.
And then you got to go back from 100 from 7.
I don't know if they do that in field sobriety test, but yes, that is a
part of the
concussion
concussion.
test. Yeah,
it's so dumb. I can't even do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like 93. That's it. That's all I got. Sorry.
Yep.
Guys, that is all I have for the show. Thank you all for listening, and it's been a fun one. I know sports aren't back yet, and that makes it we can only do so much, but we are here every Sunday and Wednesday, so make sure you check us out. Make sure you check out Volunteer Roadshow on YouTube. That's where you'll find this, as well as on Anchor. Find more important issues. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Hit that like, share, retweet button wherever you're at. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys.
Anywhere you find a podcast, there's more important issues.
Yeah. And before we get off here, we got a giveaway.
Got a winner.
Let's do it.
And the $25 gift certificate to Hound Dogs winner is Scott Callhorn.
Scott.
Yeah, we actually know Scott.
Yeah, what's up?
Congrats,
awesome.
Man. Go get that $25 gift certificate. To do that, email Bobby C at volunteerroadshow.com or Billy Ratliff at volunteerroadshow.com within a week to claim your prize. Enjoy that. Congrats, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. $25 gift card to Hound Dogs. I would like that.
Yeah, it'd be great. That's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right, guys. That's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.